Slide 1 Narration, Lesson 2. Classification of farm animals. Welcome to Lesson 2. In this lesson, we are going to learn about the classification of farm animals. Farm animal classification is the process of grouping farm animals according to their similar characteristics, feeding habits, and digestive systems. Classification is important because it helps farmers understand the needs of different animals. When animals are grouped correctly, farmers can choose the right feed, manage animals more effectively, and improve their health and production. Remember that not all farm animals digest food in the same way. Some have simple stomachs, while others have complex stomachs. Some eat mainly plants, while others can eat both plants and animal matter. These differences are the reason why farm animals are classified into different groups. In this lesson, you will learn how farm animals are classified, the different digestive system groups, the feeding habit groups, and examples of animals found in each group. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to identify different groups of farm animals and explain why classification is important in agriculture. Let's begin our journey into the classification of farm animals. Lesson 2. Why is classification important? Classification is important because it helps farmers understand the different needs of farm animals and manage them more effectively. The first reason is to select the correct feed. Different animals require different types of feed to grow well, remain healthy, and produce efficiently. Feeding the right diet improves growth and overall productivity. The second reason is to provide suitable housing. Different animal species have different space, ventilation, and comfort requirements. Proper housing protects animals from harsh weather, reduces stress, and promotes good health. The third reason is to prevent diseases. When farmers classify animals correctly, they can apply the appropriate health management practices, vaccination programs, and biosecurity measures. This helps prevent and control the spread of diseases. The fourth reason is to improve production. Correct animal management leads to better growth and higher production of milk, meat, eggs, and wool. Healthy, well-managed animals are more productive and profitable. The fifth reason is to manage breeding programs. Classification helps farmers select suitable animals for breeding, improve the quality of the herd, and produce offspring with desirable characteristics. Key message: proper classification leads to healthier animals, lower production costs, and higher productivity on the farm. Remember, understand the animal, manage it correctly, increase productivity. Let's continue building our agricultural sciences knowledge one lesson at a time.
Observe the clips.
AGRIZONE Legacy Narration Lesson 2. Classification according to the digestive system. Farm animals can be classified according to the type of digestive system they have. This classification helps farmers understand how different animals digest food and choose the most suitable feed for each type of animal. There are two main groups of farm animals based on their digestive system: ruminants and non-ruminants. The first group is ruminants. These animals have a four-compartment stomach made up of the rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abomasum. They chew cud, which means they regurgitate partially digested food and chew it again. This process allows them to digest fibrous plant materials efficiently. Ruminants feed mainly on roughage such as grass, hay, and leaves. Common examples include cattle, sheep, and goats. The second group is non-ruminants. These animals have a single-chambered stomach and do not chew cud. They digest concentrated feeds more efficiently than roughage and feed mainly on grains, concentrates, and small amounts of roughage. Examples of non-ruminants include pigs, horses, and poultry. The main difference between these two groups is the structure of their stomachs and the type of feed they digest most efficiently. Ruminants are well adapted to digest roughage, while non-ruminants are better suited to concentrated feeds. Remember, understanding the digestive system of farm animals helps farmers provide the correct feed, improve animal health, and increase productivity. Narration Lesson 2. Classification according to feeding habits. Farm animals can be classified according to the type of food they eat. Understanding what animals eat helps farmers provide the correct feed, keep animals healthy, and improve production. The first group is herbivores. Herbivores are animals that eat plants only. Their diet includes grass, leaves, hay, and other plant materials. They have strong grinding teeth or chew cud to help digest plant food. Herbivores are important because they provide meat, milk, wool, and draft power. Common examples include cattle, sheep, and goats. The second group is carnivores. Carnivores are animals that eat meat. They have sharp teeth for tearing and cutting meat. On farms, they are rare and are mainly kept as working or guard animals. They also help control pests and protect livestock. A common example is the farm dog. The third group is omnivores. Omnivores eat both plant and animal matter. They have different types of teeth that allow them to eat a variety of foods. They can easily adapt to different feeding conditions and are common on many farms. Examples include pigs and chickens. Remember, animals have different feeding habits because their bodies are adapted to different types of food. Farmers must provide each animal with the correct diet to keep it healthy, productive, and growing well. Now think about this question. Why can't farmers feed chickens and cattle exactly the same diet? Explain your answer. Take a moment to think before moving on to the next lesson. Slide 3 narration. Major classes of farm animals. Farm animals are classified into major groups according to their body structure, body covering, method of reproduction, and other distinguishing characteristics. These features help us identify animals correctly and understand how they should be managed. There are 6 major classes of farm animals. The first class is mammals. Mammals have hair or fur, and females produce milk to feed their young. Examples include cattle, sheep, goats, pigs, and horses. The second class is birds. Birds have feathers, wings, and beaks. Most birds lay eggs. Chickens, ducks, geese, and turkeys are common farm birds. The third class is fish. Fish live in water, breathe through gills, and use fins for swimming. Fish farming is an important agricultural activity. The fourth class is reptiles. Reptiles have dry, scaly skin and most lay eggs on land. Some reptile species give birth to live young. The fifth class is amphibians. Amphibians usually live both in water and on land. They have moist skin and lay their eggs in water. The sixth class is insects. Adult insects have 3 body parts and 6 legs. Many insects also have wings. Bees are an important example because they pollinate crops and produce honey. Remember that not all reptiles, amphibians, and insects are commonly kept as farm animals. They are included because they belong to the major classes used in biological classification. Understanding these major classes helps farmers identify animals correctly and provide the care and management each group requires. AGRIZONE Legacy. Learn more, grow, succeed. AGRIZONE Legacy. Lesson 2. Classification of farm animals. Slide 7. Major Class 1. Mammals. Narration. Mammals are the first major class of farm animals. They are among the most common animals found on farms because they provide food, raw materials, and labor. Mammals have hair or fur covering their bodies and are warm-blooded. This means they maintain a constant body temperature, even when the weather changes. Female mammals have mammary glands that produce milk to feed their young. Most mammals give birth to live young, although a few, such as the platypus and echidna, lay eggs. All mammals breathe air using lungs. Common examples of farm mammals include cattle, sheep, goats, pigs, horses, donkeys, and rabbits. These animals are very important in agriculture. They provide meat for human consumption, milk and dairy products, hides, wool, and in some cases, transport and draft power used for farming activities. An interesting fact is that many cattle breeds are raised for either beef production, dairy production, or both, depending on the farming system. Key takeaway: mammals are an important class of farm animals because they provide food, raw materials, and labor that support agriculture and improve people's daily lives. Let's move on to the second major class of farm animals. Slide 2 narration. Birds. Major classes of farm animals. Birds are one of the major classes of farm animals and play an important role in agriculture. They are kept for food production, income generation, and helping farmers manage their farms. Birds have feathers covering their bodies and a beak instead of teeth. They have wings, although most farm birds do not fly well because they have been bred mainly for meat and egg production. Most birds lay eggs, are warm-blooded, and breathe air using lungs. Common farm birds include chickens, ducks, turkeys, geese, guinea fowls, and ostriches. Each of these birds is raised for different agricultural purposes. Chickens are the most common farm birds and are mainly kept for eggs and meat. Ducks, geese, turkeys, guinea fowls, and ostriches also provide valuable products and contribute to farm productivity. Birds are important because they supply eggs and meat for human consumption. Their feathers can be used for bedding, clothing, and crafts. Some birds also help control insects and pests, making them useful in maintaining a healthy farm environment. Key takeaway: birds are valuable farm animals because they provide nutritious food, useful raw materials, and help support sustainable farming practices. AGRIZONE legacy. Fish are the third major class of farm animals. They live in water and breathe using gills. Fish use their fins for swimming, and most have scales covering their bodies. Most fish reproduce by laying eggs. Fish are ectothermic, also known as cold-blooded, which means their body temperature changes with the temperature of the surrounding water. Some common farmed fish are tilapia, catfish, trout, and carp. These species are raised in ponds, dams, tanks, and other aquaculture systems to provide nutritious food for people. Fish farming is an important part of agriculture. It provides a valuable source of high-quality protein, creates jobs and income for farmers, and helps improve food security. When managed responsibly, fish farming also uses water resources efficiently and supports sustainable aquaculture. Did you know that tilapia is one of the most commonly farmed fish in South Africa? It grows quickly and adapts well to warm water, making it a popular choice for fish farmers. Key takeaway: fish are important farm animals because they provide nutritious food, create income and employment, and support sustainable aquaculture. AGRIZONE legacy: learn more, grow, succeed. Slide 4 narration. Reptiles are the fourth major class of farm animals. Although they are much less common on farms than mammals, birds, or fish, reptiles have dry, scaly skin and breathe air using lungs. Most reptiles lay eggs on land, are cold-blooded, and spend most of their lives on land. Examples of reptiles include tortoises, snakes, lizards, and crocodiles. While these animals can sometimes be found on farms or in nearby natural areas, they are rarely kept for agricultural production. Reptiles are less common on farms because they are generally not raised for food or useful farm products. Some species can also be dangerous, making them unsuitable for most farming systems. Did you know that tortoises can live for many years? They feed mainly on plants and play an important role in maintaining healthy ecosystems. Key takeaway: reptiles are an important part of nature, but they are not commonly kept on farms because they provide fewer agricultural benefits than other major classes of farm animals. AGRIZONE legacy: learn more, grow, succeed. Slide 5 narration. Amphibians are animals that spend part of their lives in water and part on land. They have moist, smooth skin that helps them survive in damp environments. Most amphibians lay their eggs in water. After hatching, the young are called tadpoles. Tadpoles live in water and breathe using gills. As they grow, they develop legs, their gills disappear, and they begin to breathe with lungs. They then become young frogs and finally adult frogs. Common examples of amphibians found around farms are frogs and toads. Although amphibians are not usually farm animals raised for food, they play an important role in agriculture. They feed on insects and other pests that damage crops, helping farmers reduce pest populations naturally. They are also an important part of healthy ecosystems, and their presence often indicates a clean and healthy environment. Remember this key takeaway: amphibians support farming by controlling pests and helping to maintain a balanced ecosystem. AGRIZONE legacy. Slide 6 narration. Insects are the sixth major class of farm animals. They are small animals with a hard outer covering called an exoskeleton. Their bodies are divided into 3 parts: the head, thorax, and abdomen. All insects have 6 legs, most have wings, and they breathe through tiny openings called spiracles. The most important farm insect is the bee. Bees are excellent pollinators because they transfer pollen from one flower to another, helping crops produce fruits, seeds, and higher yields. They also provide valuable products such as honey, beeswax, royal jelly, and propolis. Beekeeping is an important agricultural enterprise that creates income while supporting biodiversity and a healthy environment. Other important insects also contribute to agriculture. Termites break down dead plant material and improve soil fertility. Silkworms produce silk used to make clothing and other textiles. Ladybirds feed on aphids and other harmful pests, making them valuable natural pest controllers. Not all insects are beneficial. Locusts can destroy crops during outbreaks, causing serious losses to farmers. Crickets are often used as a source of feed for poultry, fish, and reptiles. Key takeaway: although insects are small, they play a major role in agriculture through pollination, pest control, soil improvement, the production of valuable products, and as a source of animal feed. AGRIZONE Legacy: Learn More, Grow, Succeed. Studio Matching Narration, Lesson 2. Classification of farm animals. Classification of farm animals is the process of grouping animals into different classes according to their shared characteristics and body features. There are 6 main classes of farm animals: mammals, birds, fish, reptiles, amphibians, and insects. Mammals have hair or fur and feed their young with milk. Examples include cattle, sheep, goats, pigs, and horses. Birds have feathers, wings, and lay eggs. Common examples are chickens, ducks, and turkeys. Fish live in water and breathe using gills. Examples include tilapia, catfish, and trout. Reptiles have dry, scaly skin and generally lay eggs on land. Tortoises are an example, while snakes are not commonly kept on farms. Amphibians can live both in water and on land. Frogs are examples, although they are not commonly farmed. Finally, insects have 3 main body parts and 6 legs as adults. Some insects also have wings. Bees are important agricultural insects because they contribute to pollination and honey production. Now, let us check our understanding. Question 1. What is classification of farm animals? It is the process of grouping farm animals into different classes according to their shared characteristics and body features. Question 2. Can you name the 6 main classes? They are mammals, birds, fish, reptiles, amphibians, and insects. Question 3. Give 2 examples of mammals, cattle, and goats. Question 4. Which class has feathers and lays eggs? Birds. Question 5. Give 1 example of a fish farmed in South Africa, tilapia. Question 6. Which class is used for honey production? Insects, especially bees. Remember these 6 classes and their key characteristics. Understanding classification makes it easier to identify farm animals and understand their importance in agriculture. AGRIZONE Legacy: Learn More, Grow, Succeed. Studio Lesson 2 Summary. Matching narration. Farm animals can be classified into different groups according to their purpose, digestive system, feeding habits, and species. First, we classify animals according to their purpose. Beef cattle are mainly kept for meat production, while dairy cattle are kept mainly for milk production. Sheep and goats can provide meat, and sheep can also provide wool. Chickens are kept for meat and egg production, while pigs are mainly kept for pork production. Another important classification is according to the digestive system. Ruminants have a 4-compartment stomach made up of the rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abomasum. They can digest fibrous plant material efficiently and chew their cud. Examples include cattle, sheep, and goats. Non-ruminants, also called monogastrics, have a single-chambered stomach. Examples include pigs and chickens. Their feeding and management requirements are different from those of ruminants. Farm animals can also be classified according to their feeding habits. Herbivores mainly eat plants. Omnivores eat both plants and animals. Carnivores eat other animals. Understanding these classifications is important because animals with different characteristics have different feeding, housing, health, and management requirements. Correct classification helps farmers make better decisions, improve animal production and health, and increase farm profitability. As we move to the next lesson, we will explore different breeds of farm animals and learn how particular breeds are suited to specific production purposes and environmental conditions. AGRIZONE Legacy: Know your animals, manage them better, and grow your future. Seedling. AGRIZONE Legacy. Lesson 2 Classification of Farm Animals. Questions and Answers. Narration. Welcome back, learner. Let's test and strengthen our understanding of the classification of farm animals. Read each question, think of your answer, then compare it with the correct answer on the screen. Question 1. What is classification of farm animals? Classification of farm animals is the process of grouping farm animals into different classes according to their shared characteristics and body features. Question 2. Name the 6 main classes of farm animals. The 6 main classes are mammals, birds, fish, reptiles, amphibians, and insects. Question 3. Give 2 examples of mammals. The correct answer is cattle and goats. These animals have hair or fur and feed their young with milk. Question 4. Which class of animals has feathers and lays eggs? The answer is birds. Examples include chickens, ducks, and turkeys. Question 5. Give 1 example of a fish farmed in South Africa. The correct answer is tilapia. Tilapia is an important fish species that is widely farmed for food. Question 6. Which class of farm animals is used for honey production? The answer is insects, especially bees. Bees produce honey and also play an important role in pollinating many crops. Excellent work. If you answered all the questions correctly, you are developing a strong understanding of how farm animals are classified. If you missed some answers, don't worry. Review the lesson again, practice regularly, and you'll become more confident with each attempt. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep succeeding with AGRIZONE legacy.